1. Introduction. My name is Jess. I am 31 years old. I live in a small, quiet town. I have lived here for a long time. For 15 years, I have been married to Brad. Our life started here. Many people in our town know us. They often say we are a perfect couple. Brad is handsome, kind, and always smiling. Everyone loves him. He seems like a good husband and a kind neighbor. When we are out, people tell us how nice we look. I always smile and agree. From the outside, our life looks very normal. Every weekday morning, Brad wakes up early. He gets ready for work. He puts on a suit and takes his black briefcase. Then he leaves the house. He drives his car to the city. He always tells me he works for a big company there. The city is about 1 hour away. So he leaves early and comes home late in the evening. While he is at work, I stay at home. Sometimes I work part-time at a small flower shop in our town. It is a nice job. My days are usually quiet. I clean the house, cook meals, and sometimes meet friends. When Brad comes home, we eat dinner. Then we relax. For many years, this was our life. I believed everything Brad told me. I never asked him many questions about his work or his time in the city. I trusted him completely. He was my husband, and I thought I knew him well. I believed that he was honest with me. I thought our marriage was strong, built on love and truth. I never imagined something could be wrong. I simply accepted our life as it was, day after day. Everything seemed good. But sometimes, what you believe can hide a much bigger secret. 2. A small lie. One day, I saw his wallet open on the kitchen table. A card fell out. I picked it up. My eyes saw a photo. It was Brad, his face, his smile. But the name under the photo was not Brad. It said Daniel Ross. My heart stopped. Daniel Ross? Who was this man? I looked closer. The photo was definitely him. His kind eyes, brown hair, but the name was different. I felt confused and scared. I put the card back in the wallet. My hands shook. I waited for Brad to come home. The hours passed slowly. I could not stop thinking about Daniel Ross. When Brad came home, he smiled. He looked tired. He kissed my cheek. I tried to act normal, but my voice felt strange. Later at dinner, I asked him. "Brad," I said, "I found your wallet. A card fell out. It had your photo, but the name was Daniel Ross." He stopped eating. He looked at me. Then he laughed. "Oh, that old thing," he said. "It's just an old work name, honey, from a long time ago. Some companies use different names for projects." Nothing serious. He smiled again. He looked calm. He started eating. But I did not feel calm. His words did not make me feel better. An old work name? Why? It sounded strange, like a lie. I tried to believe him. I wanted to believe him. He was my husband for 15 years. But this felt different. His laugh was too quick. His explanation was too simple. That night I could not sleep. I lay in bed next to him. He slept soundly. My mind was wide awake, thinking about Daniel Ross. What else was fake? A small lie, he called it, but it felt very big. It felt like the start of something bad. My perfect life suddenly did not feel so perfect anymore. 3. The perfect man. The next week, the name Daniel Ross stayed in my mind. I could not sleep well. I knew I had to find out more about Brad. It felt very risky, but I needed the truth. I decided to follow him. One morning, Brad left for work as usual. He wore his clean, dark suit and carried his black briefcase. He looked like the perfect businessman. I waited for 5 minutes after he drove away. Then I got into my car. I drove carefully, staying far enough behind so he would not see me. Instead of turning towards the busy city, he took a different road. He drove into an older, quieter part of our town. This area had many old, gray buildings and narrow, empty streets. Few people were there. He stopped his car in front of a small, plain building. It looked very strange. There was no company name or sign on the front. The windows were dark and looked old. It seemed empty, but Brad walked straight inside. I parked my car on a nearby street, hidden behind some trees. I watched the building carefully. I waited for a long time. The minutes passed slowly. My heart beat fast in my chest. I felt a cold knot in my stomach. I kept thinking about Brad, my husband for 15 years. Was the man I married a complete stranger? What was he hiding in that quiet building? Finally, after more than 3 hours, Brad came out. He was not alone. 2 men were with him. They were tall and wore expensive, dark suits. Their faces were hard and serious. They did not smile. They looked strong and very dangerous, like men from a serious crime movie. They spoke to Brad for only a short time. Their voices were low, so I could not hear their words. Everything about them felt unfriendly and cold. My husband stood with these men. After a few minutes, the 2 men got into a different, dark car and drove away quickly. Brad then got back into his own car and drove towards our home. I waited a little longer, making sure he was gone. Then I drove home slowly, my mind full of fear and confusion. When Brad arrived home later that evening, he was smiling. He gave me a kiss and asked about my day. He acted like everything was perfectly normal. He was the charming, perfect husband I thought I knew. But I knew it was not true. I had seen him. I had seen the dangerous men. His smile did not make me feel safe or happy anymore. Instead, I felt a deep, cold fear inside me. This was not a small lie about an old name. This was something much bigger and more dangerous. I was very scared. What was Brad truly involved in? My whole life with him now felt like a terrible lie. 4. A secret room. One evening, Brad forgot to lock his study door. It was always locked. He said it was for his important work. I never went inside. But this night, the door was open a little. I saw a small light. My heart beat fast. I felt I had to look. I walked to the door and pushed it gently. The room was dark, but a small lamp was on. It smelled like old paper. I stepped inside quietly. I saw many books and files on the desk. This was Brad's private place. I walked closer to the desk. I saw something shiny, passports, many passports. My hands shook as I picked one up. I opened it. The photo was Brad's face, but the name was not Brad. It was a different name. I opened another. Again, Brad's face, a new name. There were 5, 6, 7 passports, all with his face, all with different names. My mind could not understand this. This was a very big lie. My husband had many identities. Who was he really? My head started to hurt. I felt very cold. I put the passports down carefully. Then I saw a letter under some papers. It was in a language I did not know, but I saw my name on it. And next to my name, there was one word I understood. Watch. My name and watch. He was watching me. My whole life with him, 15 years, every smile. It was all a lie. He was not the man I thought. He was a stranger, a dangerous stranger. I wanted to scream, but I made no sound. I stood very still. I knew I had to be smart and careful. He must not know that I knew, not yet. I put everything back exactly. My hands still shook. I walked out and closed the door quietly. The lock clicked. He had locked it from the outside without knowing. I was alone with this terrible secret. My perfect life was gone. 5, fear in the night. That night, Jess could not sleep. Her mind was full of thoughts. She knew she had to leave. She needed to be safe. Quietly, she packed a small bag. She put some clothes, money, and her phone inside. She planned to leave the house very early. She hoped Brad would be asleep. She did not want to see him. The room felt heavy with fear. She moved slowly, trying not to make any sound. The house was dark and quiet. Moonlight came through the window, making shadows. Jess felt her heart beating fast. She was very scared. She carefully opened the front door. Just as she was about to step outside, a voice spoke from behind her. "Where are you going?" Jess froze. Slowly, she turned around. Brad was standing in the hallway. He was not smiling. His face looked different. His eyes were cold like ice. Jess had never seen him look like this. A shiver went down her back. This was not the Brad she knew. I just need some fresh air," Jess said. Her voice was small and shaky. She tried to sound calm, but her hands trembled. Brad took a step closer. He looked at the small bag. A strange smile appeared on his face, not a happy smile. It was a scary smile. "Don't lie to me, Jess," he said. His voice was calm but hard. "You found out, didn't you? You know the truth." Jess felt her legs become weak. She felt heavy. She knew he knew. There was no more pretending. Fear washed over her. She had to leave. She had to run now. She turned quickly and tried to open the door wider, but Brad was faster. He moved quickly and grabbed her arm. His grip was strong. It hurt her. "You are not going anywhere," he said. Jess struggled. She pulled her arm, but he held on tight. She looked around for something. Her eyes saw a small lamp on a table. It looked heavy. With all her strength, Jess reached for the lamp. She picked it up and hit Brad on his arm. He cried out. His grip loosened for a moment. This was her chance. Jess pulled her arm free. She did not stop to think. She did not stop for her shoes. She opened the door wide and ran out into the cold, dark night. Her bare feet hit the street. She could hear Brad's angry voice behind her. She did not look back. She just ran. She ran as fast as she could, her heart racing. Tears streamed down her face. She was scared but free, for now. She was running from a big lie, running for her life. She knew she had to get far away from him. 6. The truth about Brad. Jess hid in a small, cheap motel room. The walls were thin and the bed felt hard. She was alone and very scared. Her body still shook from running. She closed her eyes, but she could still see Brad's cold face. She knew she needed help. She thought of her old friend, Sarah. Sarah always listened. Jess took out her phone. Her hands were shaking as she called Sarah. Sarah answered quickly. "Jess, are you okay?" she asked. Jess started to cry. She told Sarah everything. She spoke about finding the card with Daniel Ross. She spoke about following Brad to the strange building. She spoke about the passports in the study. And she spoke about running away in the night. Sarah listened very carefully. "Come to my place," Sarah said. "We will figure this out together." But Jess felt it was not safe to go to Sarah's house yet. Sarah came to the motel instead. She brought some food and a laptop. "We need to find out who Daniel Ross really is," Sarah said. Jess nodded. They sat on the small bed. Sarah opened her laptop. She typed Daniel Ross into the search bar. Many pages came up. Jess felt her heart beat fast. They clicked on a link. It was a news article from years ago. Daniel Ross was wanted by the police. He was wanted for fraud. This meant he cheated many people. He took their money with false promises. He had done this in different cities, using different names. Jess saw pictures of him. It was Brad's face, but the name was always Daniel Ross or another fake name. He was a master of lies. Jess felt a cold wave wash over her. For 15 years, she had lived with a lie. The man she married, the man she loved, was not real. He was a criminal. He never loved her. He used her. He used their marriage in the small town to hide. He wanted to look like a normal husband, a normal man. This helped him fool other people. It helped him escape the police. Jess was just a part of his big, dark plan. Tears streamed down Jess's face. Her heart felt like it had broken into 1,000 pieces. All the memories, all the love, all the trust, it was all fake. It was a terrible, painful truth. But deep down, a small voice told her she was lucky. She was alive. She had escaped. She was free from his lies. She had to be strong now. She had to start a new life far away from Daniel Ross. 7. He finds me. Jess had been hiding for 2 days. She felt a little safer, but still scared. She stayed in her motel room. She did not go out. She watched television and tried to read. But her mind was always on Brad or Daniel. She did not know what to call him anymore. She thought about his face, his smile. She remembered the good times, but then the bad times came back. The lies, the passports, the secret room. She knew he was a dangerous man. On the 3rd day, she looked out the window. She saw a car. It was his car. Her heart started to beat very fast. It felt like a bird trying to escape her chest. He found her. How did he find her? She did not know, but he was here. She felt cold. She felt hot. She felt very, very scared. She grabbed her phone. Her hands were shaking. She dialed the police number. She whispered into the phone. "My husband, he found me. He is outside my motel room." She gave the room number and the motel name. She tried to be quiet. She did not want him to hear her. She held the phone tight. Then she heard a knock. It was a soft knock at first. "Jess, please, let's talk," he said. His voice sounded normal, like the old Brad, the Brad she loved. But she knew it was a trick. She knew he was a liar. She stayed quiet. She did not move. She did not make a sound. She held her breath. He knocked again. This time it was harder. "Jess, I know you are in there. Open the door." His voice was not soft now. It was a little angry. Jess felt tears in her eyes. She wanted to disappear. She wanted to be invisible. But she was not. She was here, and he was outside. Then he started to kick the door. Bang, bang, bang. The sound was very loud. The door shook. Jess jumped back. She thought the door would break. She thought he would come inside. She was so afraid. She closed her eyes. She put her hands over her ears. She waited. Then she heard a new sound. Sirens, far away at first, then closer. The police were coming. Brad stopped kicking the door. She heard him move away from the door. She opened her eyes. She looked through the window again. She saw him running. He ran very fast. 2 police cars arrived. The police officers got out. They were running too. They ran after Brad. Jess watched from her window. It was like a movie, but it was her life. She saw them catch him. It was only 2 streets away. They put his hands behind his back. They put handcuffs on him. He was still Brad, the man she married. But he was also Daniel Ross, the criminal. He looked at the motel. He looked at her window. She quickly moved back. She did not want him to see her. She felt many feelings: sadness, anger, relief. The police took him away in a car. The sirens went off. Everything became quiet again. Jess stood by the window. She watched the car drive away. It was over. 15 years. All gone. All because of lies. She felt empty, but also a little free. She knew this was the end of a long, bad dream. 8. A new beginning. Now I live in a new city. It is a big place, very different from my old small town. I live alone here in a small apartment. I have changed many things. I changed my phone number so no one from my past can call me. I also found a new job. I work in a small shop near my home. It is a quiet job, and I meet new, kind people every day. My old life, with all its secrets and lies, feels very far away now. Sometimes, especially at night, I still dream. In these dreams, I see him. He is the man I thought he was for many years. He is handsome and kind. He smiles at me just like he did when we first met. He looks like the perfect husband, the man everyone admired. These dreams feel very real, and for a moment, I forget everything bad that happened. For a short time, I am happy again in the dream. But then I wake up. The morning light comes into my room and the dreams disappear. I remember the truth. He was not the man I loved. He was a liar. He used me for his own secret life. The pain is still there, a small ache in my heart, but it is not as strong as it was before. Every day, it gets a little bit lighter. This lesson was very hard. It made me feel sad and lost, but it also made me much stronger. I am not the same woman I was 15 years ago or even a few months ago. I understand more about life and people now. My eyes are wide open. I know now that love can sometimes make you blind to the truth, but lies, in the end, help you to see clearly. They showed me what was real. I have started a new life. It is not always easy to be alone and to build everything again, but I am strong enough. I will work hard and make a good future for myself. I will find real happiness. My name is Jess, and I survived. This is truly my new beginning.